Get some music going. Okay, sorry. Distracting myself. Basically what we're doing today is doing what I probably should have done before, since this robot will be fighting this weekend as we pretty much see it now. But I already, going into this event, know there needs to be tweaks, and since I have it signed up for an event next month, I know I'm gonna have a quick turnaround on a lot of those changes, and so we're starting it now. I'm probably gonna finalize some of these changes after the event this weekend. With this said, I guess I should give you the update that this weekend I am fighting with this robot. It'll be Spooky Sea Monster, because that's what I'm naming the plastic version. And Bigfoot is also going to be there. I originally had Hodag signed up instead of Bigfoot, but since Hodag took so much damage at the last event, I signed up Bigfoot instead. But I'm still doing a lot of work on Hodag right now. Hodag needs I'm basically going to be printing Hodag parts from now until I go to NHL in April. They actually just gave out the list for April. Let me know if the audio is too loud or not loud enough for the music, because it's kind of loud for me. But yeah, I think my 3D printers are going to be running, at least the one printer is probably going to be running 24/7 now until April. But yeah, some problems that I had with this design that I have to change even before the event. I don't think I have quite enough clearance. So I should note that if you were watching previous streams, it might look slightly different because I've made changes just to get it out the door, and I wasn't going to wait till a stream in order to like change a dimension after the print didn't come out right. I ended up making the blade thinner over time. I actually ended up cutting this shaft so the shaft isn't touching the ground, and these forks are longer. That's things that I've already changed, like between the last stream. But things I need to change the shuffler pod itself. I find that it leans forward too much, and the tip of this blade ends up hitting the ground, and I don't think there's enough clearance between itself and the bot, because this is there. I got those circles. I think I see that. I know it's not unique to this robot. It's a pretty common problem with undercutters, is that you ends up scraping the bottom. So I want to give it a little more clearance. So I might just get some more ground clearance, but I want to change the shuffler pod to make it more stable. So these bottom part of the foot, I'm going to make wider so that it can, what am I trying to say? So it's a little bit, it doesn't go back and forth quite as much. Kind of like how you might have seen on Mud Skipper and Monkfish. I'm probably like Monkfish. I might do a arc thing on the top, because I've found that a problem that I keep having, one second, is that it can't drive upside down. Basically, it can only really go backwards. So what I want to do is essentially what Monkfish does, and I want to have something like the like top arc part. That way it doesn't want to be upside down as much. Because I need to do something other than what I'm doing now. I don't know if that's going to be the final solution, but anything's better than what we have going on now. So actually, I'm going to open Shuffler Pod. What's funny is in this CAD, I alternated it, but in reality, I just had it all the same way. Which is actually it's not even alternated. Either way, we're going to open this. We're going to make changes to the Shuffler Pod, because we need to make it more stable. I kind of wish I did this sooner. That way the changes would have happened in time for the next for its first event, but I mean, I had to make a decision at some point, you know. I was also debating if I need to make them thicker. Oh, ooh, this does not need to be. I'm not gonna make this even because this part is. I'm gonna change the top part. So I think I don't. Yeah. So honestly, let's go. Let's double it and give it to the next person. And then I'm gonna go further out with this. I'm gonna make this tangent because it'll make it end up looking better in the end. But yeah, basically I want to make this wider, but this part does not need to go all the way to the bottom. Actually, I'm gonna do, this might be crazy, but I'm distance mate. No, I want this to, I'll do a distance mate to this. That way I have a minimum distance between that. Because I think we want a minimum distance of 3 millimeters. Anything smaller, I feel like we're gonna have problems. I think we might go there. Did I not? Oh, yeah. Did that wrong. Hey, Juniper Robotics. I saw your message earlier, but I had to do my beginning spiel. I think we'll do it this way. That way. I think this will look a little bit better. I'll leave it just as is for now. I'm just going to delete some of these features. So we're going to have an arc that is... It's going to be attached to the center line. Unsurprisingly, that's why I'm attaching it to this. But it needs to be... I decided to change up the soundtrack for this week, but if you haven't noticed, I decided I normally use the RuneScape soundtrack. I'm using Morrowind's soundtrack this time. So I don't know if people are really worried about that, but part of me is at least considering like trying to get this out. Nah, if I would have done this, I could have easily done this in time for the event, but here we are. Oh my god, what are you doing over here? Okay, I'm trying to figure out when this broke. Oh, that's weird. That's when that broke? Fine, I'll make you a little bit more defined if that'll make you not be angry. Okay, that way you don't have to worry about that messing up. I didn't realize there was a Robot Rampage event. Where's that at? I kind of, if I'm being perfectly honest, as far as robot events go, I know about what happens. I know about MRCA events and NHRL events, to be honest, and maybe a couple other events in the Midwest, but I am like kind of ignorant to things that happen outside of either the Midwest or like large events. New Zealand. Oh, yeah. Not likely. I gotta work tomorrow. Is that a bigger one? Because typically I only end up hearing about the like non-US events if like some major, someone big on YouTube, bigger-ish, relatively big on YouTube goes to them. I could do this to the middle. Oh, nice. I I was looking at RCE today, and there's a lot of events this weekend. It's gonna be a busy weekend. So, what robots are you taking to that event? Figure out. Oh, interesting. Adjusting angle. I think we want to do a width for the definition here. 48. I should probably be doing this in the assembly. That way I have a better idea, but. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of this being just slightly below. I'll probably end up having a chamfer to make it look less ugly. Are you running the event? Or are you like participating in it? That's like, oh, what did I do? Oh, yep, my cut is. We're actually gonna we're just gonna get rid of half the cut. We're just gonna. Oh, nice. Okay. How's this look in? This looks so thin. Oh, I didn't need this nearly as high as I think I did. I'm definitely going to end up having to change that. Okay, so I got to make some adjustments to this. Or at least by this, I mean the mates. Yeah, good luck. Does... I'm gonna say, does Florida have like a ranking system like MRCA does, or do they got their own or no? Is it just kind of event by event basis? God damn it. Indie PopCon event. Nice. Indie PopCon I'm trying to think, is that Circle City Clash, or is that there's like a SEMO event at QuadCon? Because Circle City, I was trying to go to. Because I was considering, because the sign up for Circle City is like this weekend. Okay, I just wasn't, because I know like RCE rankings, not to throw shade at RCE, is kind of wonky. Circle City. Yeah, I plan on being there at Circle City. It'll be, because my girlfriend is kind of interested in checking out the convention, because it's like a weekend. It's because it's either between that or RSL, and I kind of figured I'd go to RSL a lot, and I didn't get like a season pass like I did like last year. The RSL. But yeah, I also went to that one last year, and it was pretty good. I think I made this a little bit higher than it needed to be. And I think I could have made this wider. Yeah, definitely a little bit higher than it needed to be. Which robot is Frank? I'm not like familiar with your bots. Frank. That sounds familiar. Do I know of Frank? I'm like, I might have heard of your. Now I'm like thinking, I'm like, wait, have I heard of your robots? Oh, there's a lot of first name robots lately. It's been a popular trend. So like the green walk. Oh, that one. Okay. Yes, that Frank. I thought there was. That'll be interesting. 'Cause I don't know. I haven't settled on which robots I want to bring to Circle City. I might be. Because Hodag should have enough spare parts to be able to go to it. Wait, oh, I didn't mean to go to that assembly. Honestly, I'm low-key thinking that I should, sorry, just for the Gen Z speak, not even Gen Z, but I'm like kind of thinking that maybe I should try to print these out before the event, and then like, cause I got time. You know, I literally could do it. I think I'm gonna try to do that, honestly. I was like, this is so. Although the feet, I may need to go lower in the feet, but okay. But yeah, I was just thinking if I really want to get the feet. I'm like, don't want to be clipped at it. Talking about focus on the feet, but if I can get these. Get the bottom part a little bit lower. Now I'm thinking I want this lower. Yeah, because honestly, I could get this part ready for the next event and throw it on the printer overnight. Makes me want to try to get this one. Now we're worried about now I'm worried about hitting the forks. Well, also its own assembly. Now I'm like thinking, I'm like, do I just fucking bring my Dremel and try to Dremel it out? Because we do need the higher stabilization. Okay, so if we get a straight side view. Trying to see how this looks. I think that's enough. That's the right amount of clearance. Because I'm worried if we go lower, we might run into some issues. I did not mean to. God damn it. I accidentally clipped BattleNet and now it's going to be angry at me. Alright. Because if we go there, see what it shows here. Yeah, it's like going into the fork. If we want to use this at the next event, I think we can't have the foot be as wide as it is. Even though I think long term we do want it that way. Because I kind of want a version that it can print out like right away. But I think I do also want. Why did I make the forks like that? Because, yeah, part of me is trying to get something that can work last minute. You know, we're going to get something that works last minute. We're going to make this as skinny as possible. Oh, if I was going to... Also, another thing that I just thought of it right now. Another thing I want to change, but won't do tonight because I didn't prep it, is I was going to replace the like regular 2822 with the repeat 2822 because it's better fit for purpose for that. And I think that might be good enough for good enough to like be a direct motor for the full combat version. Because before I was thinking that maybe I should do like indirect drive for the weapon, but I'm thinking with how compact I want to make a lot of things, I don't know if I think since I can get away, I might be able to get away with direct drive on a ant weight, that maybe I don't want to do that and worry about that if I ever do like for my beetle weight undercutters. I think also at some point I'm going to want to fit a 4S battery, since this is a robot that's meant to take advantage of a weight bonus. I feel like once you're doing that, you really want to have a 4S battery instead of a 3S. Even though I've normally been a proponent that you don't need a 4S battery in a ant weight, but I think for the type of robot this is meant to be, I want to make room for it. But I'm gonna have to look up that I didn't prep the battery itself, the CAD for it. So we're gonna focus on on making this be able to actually drive upside down. Because if we can do that, that would be important. Yeah, I think at a certain point, I'm gonna have to just like end up making the like. I don't like the wheel guard. I think I'm gonna have to raise part of it in the front. It's not gonna be like symmetrical, like up and down. This is symmetrical, and I really don't think that it needs to be at all. So that's a thing I want to change it. So we're gonna go back to this. 34. Before. Forgot what the original was. This is why I should be versioning this, but I tend to not do that because I'm bad at this apparently. Because I want this as wide as possible. We go lower. I think we want to go like a millimeter lower and then. Get that so we can. I think 22 is our original height. I haven't even opened that in so long. Okay. Okay, that is a tight fit. Ooh, I think that... Does that end up hitting the forks? I mean, that'll probably clear the forks, I think. Yeah, we won't have to worry too much about the forks. I think I can Dremel out the... Yeah, we'll make it work. You know, we may as well start making changes to the pod itself. Even though I won't have to reprint these. Okay, there we go. We're gonna suppress this for now, our fillets. Oh, I meant. No, you guys suppress. Oh, well, shit. Okay, I guess that's what we're doing. So we're going to, I guess, yeah, we'll just add it as part of the sketch. So we just want to make room for the feed itself. Linear. So I really think we don't need to have this. Especially if the fork is going to end up protecting it. Oh yeah, it's already a cut. Add a fillet to the inside because I think it'll end up working out, but I guess that's fine. Actually, never mind. I don't want those last edges. I think I might rather have a like chamfer. That way, it just feels better. For the reasoning that I'm having it, I think a chamfer would be better in this situation. Nope. Don't want to click the face. Why I want to undo the. You're gonna get mad at me. Yep. Okay, fine. Fine. Since it doesn't let me rearrange shit. Do this the old-fashioned way. I don't know why it's not inserting the line. There we go. Boom, boom. What is this dimension doing? Oh, what the? It's oh, that is not the face I selected for the sketch. That is why it's acting weird. Okay, we're gonna do. That 3 millimeters, and then we'll actually go a little bit further in that way. We'll mirror it about. Mirror all those. Mirror about the right plane, whichever plane this is. That one. There we go. Yeah, that's the annoying part about the chamfer. I'm gonna have to edit the sketch to actually get rid of, no. There we go. But yeah, so we gotta edit that sketch. I guess we may as well just go all the way to this. It's gonna work the way, there we go, that works. I guess that's one way to do it. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Okay, so I'm debating if I want to keep, if this should be wider. Because I think I want it poking just a little bit out the, like the arc part. I think I want that poking a little bit out in front of and behind. That way we can't actually end up on our backs. It's all good. I'll always be here. Plus there's the VOD. I'm focusing on Bloop. I'm debating if I want to get some of these parts printed before the event this weekend. There's only one part actually that I would have time to print. Because a problem that I'm unsurprisingly having is it doesn't drive upside down at all. So I'm trying to basically copy Monkfish like I already am kind of with this whole robot. And basically doing the thing it does. Probably worse, but yeah, I don't think that, I think we need to go wider than that to extend. So it actually like can. That way there's no like situation in which it can get stuck. Now I'm worried that's getting thin places. But yeah, honestly, I won't. If this extends out the back, I might not need the bump in the back, but we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna need to go wider. Keep going wider. A couple millimeters more each time, I guess. And I think this could probably be lower on it. That'll work. Okay, so yeah. Oh yeah, that ends up almost cutting into it. But also it doesn't need to be that high. So I think we also change. We also change this. Now we also, I guess we just mirror this about wherever the top plane is. Up and down is the top plane. Oh yeah, this cut. So we have to do this cut too. Change this cut in order to make this work. Because ironically, we circled back to being symmetrical again. Like, we don't need to be symmetrical, but to make it work, we made it symmetrical. Okay. But yeah, I may need to pack my Dremel, I guess, if I want to make these feet work. Because I'm not sure how wide the feet need to be, because I think these are what, 3 millimeters wide? Yeah, 3 millimeters, which feels small. I feel like it should be 4 millimeters. And I definitely think like 4 millimeters isn't gonna like make it too big for it to be like start running into issues. I think for now, since I want to print, I might try to print these off tonight. Depending on when the current print it's printing. I can, 1 second. Check something. I have to print. I have a print that's going to be printing until like tomorrow morning. But so I may have to print it when I wake up. Yeah. So we're going to end up probably slicing this. We're going to end up slicing this tonight. Let me check something. I want to look up some batteries. So I didn't actually normally I do this before CAD. I normally buy my robots from Robot Smashing League, so that's why we're going there. Because I want to fit a 4S battery into this, and I want to get some dimensions. Shall we parts? We want to look for 4S, probably 300 or so. 850 is too big. 350 might be what we're looking for 4S. Debating which one of these might fit better. We're just gonna everything 4S that's above like a certain. That's gonna be too small. I didn't actually even do the math of what I need for life, but whichever one of these is probably long and thin is probably gonna end up being the one. Okay, so this one's bigger. Oh. Okay, so the one's bigger in like every dimension. But yeah, we're just gonna plan on this one. I'm gonna just create a dummy battery quick and then throw that in there. Just do the basic dimensions like I did the other one. Which appears to be 27. 53.5. Mid plane. 50 millimeters. Board game, not board games. Why'd I click board games? No, that's not what we're doing right now. Purchase parts, batteries. GMB 4S 80 amp hours. Okay. So then we'll slap this. Just gonna do it this way. I could have replaced that battery, but I'm gonna do it this way. So how far is this from fitting as is? Honestly, depending on how we put it in here is the answer. Because I also want to switch to brushless batteries, or not brushless batteries, brushless motors, which would probably give us more room left to right, because currently there's a bunch of ESCs here. Because right now that's not going to fit with the other ones, because the other one was long and skinny, so obviously it could fit there. Whatever the motor I'm replacing this with has about the same footprint in this direction. And honestly, because of how tall this is, we almost want to... Do we want to place this face down and not, like, lengthwise like we did the other one? And then we do that, where are we going to put it? Because also, I mean, we could make the blade bigger because this robot is already underweight. And it can't outreach a scaler, which I feel like is incorrect. Like we're trying to get a weight bonus and we aren't going to outreach a scaler. That feels like the wrong answer. Yes. Brushless batteries. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I think what if we're going brushless, we're probably replacing these. So we're gonna go to the shuffler pod, and we're gonna is replace gonna work in this situation? Or is it gonna get angry at me? Replace components. Browse. Motors. Do I not have it on this computer? Where is it? It's in, because I know Bigfoot uses the brushless motor. No. This is wild. Bigfoot literally uses this motor and it's in that CAD. Am I losing it? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go to some goofy stuff to try to find where this is. Bigfoot literally uses this motor. Because I know this motor has slightly smaller footprint. Oh, this one has a 4mm shaft though, I think. That looks like a 4mm shaft. Yeah, it's a 4mm shaft. Great. I'll have to find the 3mm version later, but I'll have to work with what we got. I mean, if I can fit it in there with these ones, it'll work with the other one. We definitely need. This is definitely going to be a couple. We gotta save it. We haven't saved in a while. I think the whole robot might end up being slightly wider. The problem is I know this is a tight fit for that little, I guess it's honestly like for the connector, it's probably going to, if I keep the switch here, it's going to end up going over the top of the battery. Because that's kind of how it is on Hodag. I'm going to make this this is going to be a goddamn nightmare. Like, yeah, let's just redesign the whole robot and make it a little bit wider. Oh, that's because I did a mate to define it. Okay. Because currently our blade is... We open the weapon assembly real quick. Because currently our blade is... Oh, I literally did this in millimeters. Inches, please. It's literally a 5-inch blade, so I think that that feels too small for like the whole point of this robot. My God, I got 5 bajillion things. We don't. I'm gonna close Bigfoot because that's gonna take up a lot of memory. Okay, so we got a 5-inch blade. Honestly, we should probably push it to 6 inches. Let's be real. So I'm gonna. Oh my God, why is saving everything? I didn't accidentally close the whole thing, right? Nope. Nope. I did accidentally close the whole thing. So yeah, I think I'm gonna push the shuffler pods out 1/2 inch in each direction. That'll give us an extra inch. Except for this is definitely in millimeters. So that's gonna, we'll push it out 25 millimeters to 12. So we'll go 13. Which will be 78. You know, if we're going to 78, just push it to 80. Screw it, you know? So gonna be so goofy. There's gonna be a lot of empty space in this robot. If I do this. Okay, so now we gotta adjust the body. No, we're just gonna do plus 15 on all this. Or maybe not all this. I guess I just needed to do that. I mean, now we got plenty of space. It's almost too much space. Hmm. Like, it is literally almost too much space, which makes me think it should be shorter. Because we have, because I generated so much, like wide, like it needs to be less tall, which is good because we also want more, what's the word? Clearance for our blades. So I think we're cooking. We're cooking now. Wider means it can be shorter, which means we can have more clearance. So I think this is actually generally good. We still need to fix a bunch of things, but we got time. We got time. Maybe not tonight. We definitely won't finish everything tonight. But I think, in order to make things shorter, we need to go a little bit shorter with the shuffling pod. We need to circle back to the shuffler pod because this is what dictated the height. Okay. Ironically, that's not the sketch we need to switch. Is this where we make it no longer symmetrical? Because I feel like it shouldn't be symmetrical. I think I think it should be further up than it is down. Like the whole thing. Because I think right now we want more, like we don't need to like take the top lower at all because I don't think that helps at all. But bringing the bottom up more would give us more clearance with the blade. Also, it probably has us getting hit by fewer things anyways. So I think, honestly, I think what we do is we basically create something so it's in line with this. Because the reason this is because, you know, the first dimension's based on where I needed the screws and stuff. While this is based on not having it be a bulky mess. Oh, we're cooking. So well, that's 6 millimeters. I think we basically put this as close to that motor as we can get. Like the motor is how low this goes, I think. Mm-hmm. Are we able to get away with 8? Honestly, just to make it obvious, we're just gonna have a line. That way we know. 8, 9? Question mark? That's a little too close. We don't want to be literally touching it. We'll do 8.5. We'll do half a millimeter. We'll do half a millimeter clearance to the motor, because even if it's touching the gearbox, it's not gonna immediately explode. So we just bought ourselves 2.5 millimeters. I'm sure this is going to be a groundbreaking change. I don't know why I was expecting more of a gap that we'd create, but I guess we'll take 2.5 millimeters. See how that looks in the mostly. I don't know. Okay, so what I'm worried about here. So I didn't update the thing yet, but basically the battery is now the thickest thing because I mean this motor can stick out the bottom, and if anything, that's a good thing. So the battery is kind of our limiting factor, but we do want some room on top. I think so. I think actually, why don't I just do a measurement, mate? Because we're definitely gonna have to fix whatever the hell that happened there. Now we want to go back. Maybe that was 2.5 millimeters. That might be too few of millimeters. I think maybe we'll give us an extra millimeter back. Maybe, I don't know, or the 0.5 millimeter. We'll give us the 0.5 millimeter back. Okay, we're gonna circle back to shuffler pod. Okay, why are you angry at me? Okay, is it the feature, not the sketch? Is that what we're going to say now? Yeah, it's a feature. Okay, so I changed the surface slightly. So dramatic. There we go. That was completely unnecessary, SolidWorks. I would like an apology. Okay, there we go. That was weird. Okay, although with this wider, we might not need that extra room on top because we can just put the battery further away, so it doesn't need to run on top. Which makes me want to put back that give that 0.5 millimeter back. Yeah, I want my 0.5 millimeter back. We're taking it back. Because originally I was thinking that based off of. What's funny is I say like, oh, we got to do all this to get the size back, but like this thing was more than 50 grams underweight already. So like the fact that I'm like doing anything to try to mitigate weight, it's kind of silly. Because we're also cutting out of our wheel guard, our quote unquote wheel guards. Honestly, there's a good chance that if we lose like even like a single shuffler, 3 millimeters I know is too small. Like so I think we do this already. I think we do make this bigger. I think I'll wait till the next time we work on this because I do want to print a version of this that fits with what we have now, but no, the front fixed itself. That's nice. Oh, we're gonna have to put the new motor in at some point. So what I'm gonna look, so I need to find. Honestly, I'm making a little bit. I'm closer to being done than I was expecting to be. No, no. Okay, I guess I'll worry about that later because I tried to look for the CAD for the motor and it gave me an error. So I guess I'll circle back to that one. But because I think because I do think that this. But if we're switching to that motor, I don't know. Because also, how quickly I switch to that motor is also going to depend on how many, if I lose like any motors, because I want to use these motors up. Open the weapon assembly. I apparently closed it, even though I definitely had it open earlier. And we're gonna give us an extra inch because every inch counts. No matter what she says. Oh God. Oh my, I don't know if this looks, because I guess I didn't realize that this ring part was based on a distance from the end. This is like a comically large, because it was like a normal size. This is like mostly discs. This is like all talk about the, people talk about all what's, I don't know, the Gen Z or whatever talks about all that different maxing that they do. Some MOI maxing. We are straight MOI maxing. We'll get it doesn't need to be that. That was, yeah, that's because the ring does make it stronger. That's actually another thing I guess I forgot I didn't talk about, is between, I think last time I talked to you, this was just like a bar. And then I added this ring because I figured it would make it a lot less likely to break, like here, if I had this ring. Also, I had a bunch of weight, and I obviously just throwing weight into the weapon adds MOI, and making a circle is like the most caveman way to add MOI to something. Yeah. Well, clavicular is out here looks maxing. I'm out here MOI maxing. Actually, I say that none of the weapon blades I've ever made have been maximized in any sort of way. I just go off of vibes and hope they work. It's really a shame I didn't like rotate this. That definitely looks like it would hit the sides. Because if I do a sketch, That, like, looking at this now, I'm like, that absolutely hits the goddamn sides. Yeah, I know it's not in the thing, and it's on purpose. Because this isn't actually... Does that actually... Well, no, that actually... No, we're clearing it. We're good. We're still good. Never mind. I don't know why I was worried. I don't know why I didn't trust past me. Okay, what else can we do today? I don't feel like looking for the other because I was just thinking, I'm like, because I don't care about this going across the top. Do I make the whole robots shorter? Do I? Because we made it wider, so we may as well make it shorter. Yeah, I think we make it shorter. So we go back, because like I was saying, we got rid of this top. Or like, because we were editing this part, and I didn't touch the top. I think we touched the top. Not nearly as much though. We do. The thing is, I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I changed it. I need to be more. I either need to. I'm gonna have to add some feature that makes it obvious which side's the top. The moment I do this, I have to make it clear, because I'm not doing it symmetrically, but I'm not doing it different enough that I think that I'll immediately notice. So we need some sort of marking. We'll add it to this feature. No, not that. No, we will add it to this feature. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add. Basically, I'm adding this little bit. That way I know which, it's a little subtle way for me to know which side's the top. Nothing fancy. Will I actually know? Will I inevitably forget that I did this and not notice it when I'm assembling it and still fuck it up and assemble it improperly? Probably. That is definitely a thing that will definitely happen. This is going to be such a goofy robot. But I will try to get... Oh my god. Are you really going to switch in filament tomorrow morning? Yes, I am. Okay. Okay, we'll see if I remember to swap filament. So I'm going to... Before I go to bed tonight, I'm going to... A, make sure I prack my Dremel. B, print off these. Yeah, just. But yeah, I'm definitely. I said, but yeah, I went entirely too many times. Yeah, I fully intend on working on this once I get some data after the event. We'll see if I'm able to implement these shuffler pods, because everything else I like going into the stream. Everything in this for this robot's already like good to go and attached and printed. The only thing I could possibly swap out are these feet. So we'll see if that I end up being able to do that before the event. Hopefully I can, but we'll see. Because I think if I just print these out, the new one out, and I just take a Dremel to this, because honestly, it's plastic, the plastic ant. So I Dremel the plastic. That stuff will cut real quick. Although all these changes I made, hopefully this version I can actually have a little bit more blade to work with. Wait, I cut. Which part did I cut off at the top part, or did I cut off for? No, I think like then I made extrude there. Oh yeah, this gave clearance to the bottom of it. No, okay. Honestly, the next version could probably have a bit more thickness to it. Yeah, which will probably result in. We'll just make this smaller already. Oh no. Yeah, internet can be sometimes be finicky. Okay. Yeah, I think version 2 of this robot will definitely be a big difference. It'll be a night and day difference. Especially with something as complicated as a shuffler mechanism. Just getting... Also, if you'll know, if you watch the event or going to the event this weekend, I actually ended up putting forks in the back too, because it likes to wobble, and the forks actually prevent it from hitting the ground. Oh no. You need to work on your cable management. What's funny is cable management for my desk, because I work on a desktop and I have a desktop situation. Over the course of the years, I've moved I think at least 3 different times with this desktop, and each time I do cable manage differently. The first time I'm like, okay, I'll cable management, and everything kept falling because I used tape improperly and it didn't work. Second time is a bit better, but now it's like crisp. That cable management is perfect back there. I don't have to worry about unplugging a damn thing. You just gotta get the right get those cable ties. I have any these? Also I have a metal frame desk, so I use these on certain parts, like the Velcro ties. Adhesive things on the desk itself. I have a power strip that is taped down. It's not moving anywhere. Actually, and I have since it's this desk is in the middle of the room. I need an extension cable going to the wall, and the end of that is taped down, using what are they called? Those like that people put on the wall for stuff. But yeah, everything's locked down. Cable management takes a lot of trial and error. But you'd be surprised at how much easier it makes your life. Because back when I was in Platteville, I had a the what was it called? The power strip I had, like the surge protector. It was just right that I would hit the surge protector, like the switch, with my toe, and it would turn off the whole desktop. I'm like, fuck. That's the worst thing when you turn off an entire desktop with your toe. Yeah. I think a lot. I can change these forks. That's the thing, because these forks are off. Yeah, how did I do this? No, not that angle. That's the wrong angle. Dude, because this is what's fucking me up. Is this little feature right here? Because it keeps colliding currently, so we need this to be. Even if this means this has to be a different angle. Because honestly, we don't need that steep. Okay. Okay, now it's obviously angry at me, because of course. Oh, it does not like the angle change. It's fine. If we need to reduce it. Okay, okay, I'm just gonna slice these parts up real quick, and then I'll probably call it a night. Because I also haven't packed for the event. Because I packed my bot stuff. I've not packed, like my clothes and stuff to actually stay overnight. Oh, guess we'll call this V2. What's interesting is I have a bad habit of never actually versioning my CAD files, but the STLs ended up versioned, or end up versioned. I also have a bad habit of never updating the version on my slicer. I think it's a habit I developed from work, because at work I need IT's approval to update my slicer, and so I just never do it until it's a problem. No, I created standard. But yeah, I want it. Hopefully I can end up printing these off. Okay. We're gonna have to get creative, because we're only gonna be able to do this in one shot. we need 6 of these to fit on the plate. So I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. Okay, is that really how we want to make this fit? I'm going to do like a puzzle. I don't like. I feel like the slicer likes having them more close to the edge than I like having them close to the edge. I don't have enough faith in my printer. Setting. I guess now you're gonna see my settings. We don't need as much detail because this is practically a 2-dimensional part. We're gonna have 1 perimeter, but we're gonna have basically full 100% infill. I do want a brim. How big is the brim gonna be by default? Okay, yeah, we're at the 3mm. I'm a type of dude that always uses a brim. People at work give me crap for it because they like hate having to trim the brim, but I like my stuff doesn't come off the goddamn plate. Or if there's like warping, we don't have to worry about warping, even though it's PLA plus, so I probably don't have to worry about warping anyways, but yeah, they'll take 2 hours. I'll probably get that going before I leave for work. I'll have to swap filaments because currently I have something on my Mini that is it's part of the vert config for Hodag, and those 2 printers I expect are going to be real busy the next month up till, because we're on the back end of February. The 21st is, I believe, when I got to go to March, or that in March. 21st of March is when I'll be going to Harbor City Riot. And then then 2 weeks after that, I'll be going to NHRL. So I'm basically going into Harbor City Riot with Hodag. I'm going to Harbor City Riot on 21st of March with Hodag, and then we're going to NHRL on the 4th. So I'm basically going into Harbor City Riot as if I'm just prepping for 2 events, especially when it comes to parts that I have to purchase. Like I'm buying for 2 events. And especially after the last event where I took a bunch of damage, I'm a bit more nervous than I otherwise would, but I'm simultaneously nervous that I'm going to take a bunch of damage, but also feeling pretty good because I actually did well at that event. But I think unfortunately, it also means spending a lot of money because I need new slides for Hodag because I think I lost 2 or 3 of those. I lost at least 3 of them, I think, at the last event. Why shufflers? Why not shufflers? This is more of a side project. The shuffler isn't like the main thing. I wanted to at least dabble in shufflers. What's funny is, like, you don't see as many shufflers coming from the Midwest anymore because 3 pounds doesn't have any weight bonus. And the ant weight bonus for shufflers has been, like, nerfed to hell. But I kind of just wanted to do it just to have the experience of making a shuffler. I think also doing the whole YouTube stuff makes me a lot more inclined to do something just so I can have the experience of doing it, so I can like document it. Because if someone asks me a question, shufflers are common enough that I want to be able to answer people's questions when it comes to shufflers. But yeah, this will be exciting stuff. But yeah, this robot is actually competing this weekend. It won't be looking like quite like this because I won't have enough time to print all this off. I printed off the previous version. Bigfoot will also be there. I didn't change anything about Bigfoot really since the last event, other than just making sure everything's working. I guess the most design change I didn't change. I did get new ER4s because in the last fight at the last event, Bigfoot turned off for no reason. Hey, Hodag, I'm still working on. Won't be seen until March, the Harbor City Riot. I think I'm going to call it there for tonight. I want to go to the next event and get some more data on this bot before I make too many more definitive changes. We'll see what breaks. If I can't, hopefully I can print these off to see if this actually works on helping it drive upside down. We'll next time we work on this, we will switch this motor out with the repeat robotics 2822. We'll switch out these for brushless, and I think I want to make these shuffler feet 4 millimeters instead of 3. But next stream next week's stream will be me reviewing the event from this weekend, and thanks for watching.